Iran and Israel are among the Middle East's fiercest rivals, but it wasn't always this way. Before the 1979 Islamic Revolution, they quietly cooperated on shared interests. The revolution, however, transformed Iran's stance, branding Israel an illegitimate state and a symbol of Western influence. This shift sparked decades of animosity, with both nations engaging in covert operations, cyber attacks and proxy wars rather than direct conflict. Iran's goal regional dominance and challenging U.S. allies like Israel. Israel, meanwhile, sees Iran's nuclear ambitions as an existential threat, fueling sabotage, assassinations, and a constant threat of escalation. Iran backs groups like Hezbollah and Hamas, while Israel strikes Iranian targets in Syria to block its military expansion. Both sides play a dangerous game, striking indirectly to avoid all-out war. Any direct attack would mark a dramatic escalation, risking a regional conflict with unpredictable consequences. Iran's military is split between the regular army, the Artesh, and the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC. The Artesh defends Iran's borders, but relies on outdated equipment. The IRGC, however, is Iran's true power center, controlling elite forces, intelligence, and the country's missile and nuclear programs. Its Quds force manages Iran's network of proxy militias across the region. Iran's strength lies in asymmetric warfare, a vast arsenal of ballistic missiles and drones, many capable of reaching Israel and U.S. bases. Newer missiles are more accurate, and Iran's drones are cheap, hard to detect, and can swarm enemy defenses. The IRGC Navy uses small, fast boats to threaten shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, a vital oil route. Iran's military might isn't about matching Israel's technology. It's about overwhelming adversaries with numbers and unpredictability. This asymmetric approach is central to Iran's strategy. In open war, Iran would avoid direct confrontation with Israel's superior military. Instead, Iran would unleash a massive barrage of missiles and drones, aiming to overwhelm Israel's air defenses. Targets would include military bases, command centers, and possibly nuclear sites, as well as major cities and infrastructure to sow panic and economic disruption. The sheer volume would test Israel's defenses. Some attacks would inevitably get through. Iran would also launch cyber attacks on Israel's critical infrastructure, aiming to cripple essential services and create chaos. The goal: erode Israeli morale, disrupt daily life, and raise the cost of war. This blend of missile strikes, drone swarms, and cyber warfare is designed to turn Israel's technological edge into a war of attrition. Iran's strategy is to make any conflict too costly for Israel to sustain. It's a calculated effort to level the playing field. Iran's greatest asset is its network of regional proxies, the so-called Axis of Resistance. Hezbollah in Lebanon is the most formidable, with over 150,000 rockets, many precision-guided and capable of striking anywhere in Israel. In war, Iran would activate Hezbollah to open a northern front, launching massive rocket barrages and possibly ground raids. Iran's allies in Syria could attack from the Golan Heights, while the Houthis in Yemen might strike southern Israel with missiles and drones. This multi-front assault would stretch Israel's defenses to the limit. Iran could also mobilize militias in Iraq and Palestinian groups in Gaza, adding to the chaos. The strategy: engulf Israel in a ring of fire, overwhelming its military and civil defenses. By using proxies, Iran attacks from all sides while keeping its own territory less exposed. This network is the heart of Iran's asymmetric power. Israel's response would be immediate and overwhelming, targeting Iran's missile sites, drone factories, and IRGC command centers. The Israeli Air Force, with advanced jets and electronic warfare, would strike deep into Iran, aiming to cripple its offensive capabilities. Iran's nuclear facilities would be top targets, with Israel deploying bunker-busting bombs to neutralize the threat. Simultaneously, Israel would launch a massive campaign against Hezbollah, targeting rocket launchers and command posts, possibly invading southern Lebanon. The conflict could quickly escalate, with Iran retaliating and threatening global oil routes like the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. would likely support Israel, risking a wider regional war. The humanitarian and geopolitical fallout would be catastrophic, reshaping the Middle East for years. Both sides know the risks, making this a conflict everyone wants to avoid, but one miscalculation could ignite. The stakes couldn't be higher.